Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Nisa Homey and I create healthy and nutrient dense recipes for weight loss. Subscribe to my channel for more healthy weight loss recipes and don't forget to click the bell icon so that you can get notified on your phone when I upload a new video. Today's video is something which many of you has been wanting to know about. So, is gluten bad for you? What exactly is gluten? These days there are many gluten-free foods in the market and even I have shared some gluten-free recipes too. So to understand all this, first we need to know what exactly gluten is and where it is found. Gluten is nothing but a natural plant protein which is found in grains like wheat, barley and rye. It is gluten which makes the dough stretchy and gives bread and buns its spongy texture and even help to thicken sauces, stews and soups. Wheat is a grain while gluten is a protein that is found particularly in wheat and other grains related to wheat. And that also means cakes, breads, biscuits, etc. will have gluten as it is made with refined wheat flour known as maida. Gluten is found in the seeds of wheat but not in wheatgrass. Whole wheat flour mainly consists of carbohydrates and protein with some fiber. The protein that naturally occurs in wheat, also known as gluten, is essential to getting the right texture in your baked goods. For some people, gluten causes instances of body inflammation who are sensitive to gluten and can also cause symptoms such as abdominal pain, bloating, acne, dandruff and arthritis. Gluten, one of the most heavily consumed proteins on earth, is created when two molecules glutenin and gliadin comes into contact and form a bond. When bakers knead dough, that bond creates an elastic membrane which is what gives bread its chewy texture. Gluten also traps carbon dioxide which as it ferments add volume to the loaf. Humans have been eating wheat and the gluten in it for at least 10,000 years. Wheat provides about 20% of the world's calories and more nourishment than any other source of food. So how could gluten present in a staple food that has sustained humanity for thousands of years have suddenly become so threatening? Let's try to understand this more in this video. There are three types of gluten-related diseases. The first one is the celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease where one's own body attacks the intestinal cells on consumption of gluten. When gluten is consumed, there is an inflammatory response that damages the lining of the small intestine. This interferes with the digestion and the absorption of nutrients in food, so it can lead to deficiencies in vitamins and minerals. The second one is wheat allergy. It may not be gluten specific and may be allergic to one of the 100 proteins in wheat. The third one is non-celiac gluten sensitivity. People with non-celiac wheat sensitivity experience symptoms similar to those of celiac disease, which resolve when gluten is removed from the diet. However, they do not test positive for celiac disease. So in the case of the above mentioned conditions, strict gluten-free diet is recommended because of their inability to tolerate gluten. Now those who are not diagnosed with the above mentioned conditions also experience symptoms like bloating. So the question is, does wheat roti, also known as Indian flatbread, makes you feel bloated? Well, if the roti is made by store-bought atta, also known as wheat flour, it may have added gluten which may be difficult for the body to digest, hence results in bloating. But if the roti is made with wheat grains milled at the local mill, that is, you buy the whole wheat grain, wash it and then sun dry it and then powder it at the local mill, it will definitely won't have any added gluten. Also, the heat caused by milling causes starch damage and also results in considerable damage to the protein in comparison to other milling techniques like roller mill used to make commercial wheat flour. Both milling methods generate heat. The roller milling generate more heat than the local chakli, and thereby some nutrition and vitamins are lost, but it has less damage to the starch and protein in wheat flour. The wheat flour milled locally lacks gluten development. Hence, you may have noticed that chapatis or rotis made from locally milled whole wheat grain are not soft once they cool down. But when chapati or roti is made with store-bought wheat flour, also known as atta, it remains soft for a longer time. So always try to buy whole wheat grain and then grind it in the local mill, and you will notice your bloating issues has decreased, and this is the reason why I always mention this in my recipes. Secondly, avoid having biscuits, cookies or even rusk as an evening snack, as it may be loaded with extra gluten to make it soft and extra fats to make it crispy. So avoid processed foods and switch to whole grains, and you will notice a good change in your health. Commercial wheat flour has the wheat germ removed to increase its shelf life, whereas locally milled wheat flour will have the wheat germ along with fiber and other vitamins and minerals. But gluten formation will be less compared to a commercial wheat flour. Another thing which should be noted is that it is the wheat protein or the gluten which gives bread the elasticity. Commercial bakers add a lot of extra gluten to their products. So read the label on any supermarket bread, especially a whole wheat one, and you will likely find wheat gluten among the ingredients. Whole wheat flour has a lower gluten density than white flour. Industrial bakers add extra gluten to make the brown bread more elastic like white bread. You can see the difference in the texture of whole wheat bread, which I have already shared. Links will be updated below this video. So people who eat lots of commercially baked whole wheat products like breads, cakes, biscuits, rusk, etc., to name a few, may be getting more gluten which their body will find difficult to digest, and hence gluten related symptoms will be noticed. The amount of gluten added to industrially made bread keeps increasing, and that extra gluten may be partially responsible for the gluten intolerance, gastrointestinal distress, etc. So if you are not diagnosed with the three main issues I have mentioned in the first part of the video, then you really do not need to avoid wheat. But take care to avoid packaged and processed wheat products and stick to whole grain which you yourself get milled locally. Another best thing about our diverse Indian cuisine is that we have an array of millets and different types of rice which can be consumed if you have any intolerance towards gluten. And I have already shared many gluten-free millets recipes, especially seasonal millets in the form of chilas, doshas and rotis. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video with family and friends. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.